welcome to Tea Time Girls.
Today on Tea Time Girls we'll be making a very, very delicious turkey curry from scratch, which gives it the added bonus of it being relatively healthy. Yay! But we'll be undoing all the healthiness by eating lots of naan bread with it, which we didn't make from scratch.
But if you've got the recipe, let us know and we'll try it out.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Yeah. We'll also post videos of us failing at making those. Yeah, that'll be great. So yeah, we've got our tea, so let's get started. So, for today's turkey curry you will need turkey, an onion, tomato paste, tomato puree. We are using frozen vegetables that we've thawed out, naan breads obviously, salt and pepper, creme fraiche, rice. We tend to go with 1 cup of rice per person, but it always tends to leave a little extra, so we tend to use that for egg fried rice the next day, which is really nice. Coriander, paprika, chili peppers, and chili powder. These are all kind of just out here to show you. We tend to do it by taste, so if you want something spicier then you add more chili powder and more chili peppers. But we tend to go for about half a teaspoon of each of these ingredients. So as well as these ingredients, you will need some equipment to cook all of this stuff. So we'll be using a very sharp knife, wooden spoon, a rice washer, which is basically just a glorified colander and bowl. So you can use whatever you want to wash your rice, but it's very important that you do wash the rice because otherwise it tastes really starchy. We're going to be using a very small pan for our rice cooking and a very large frying pan. We tend to try and see if you can get one that's quite deep so that it can hold all of the ingredients and cook down nicely. It's also important that if you've got that, you need a lid for it to simmer down later. So we're going to start off cutting some of the things. We're using separate boards for the turkey and the onion because you don't put turkey in the same stuff as you put
Sure you do.
vegetables. Yeah,
if you want it done, that's great.
So we're only going to be needing about 2 or 3 of these steaks because there's only 2 of those. So it's best if you just cut these into little squares because it's already quite thin, so all we'll need to do is cut these into squares.
So I have a pretty weird way of cutting onions. I first cut off the top and then I cut it in half, and then I cut off the bases. It just makes it easier to handle, and it means that it's not going to go just flying off as onions do because they're round. But you can also use it for tomatoes and stuff. And then when you've got to this part, you just simply take off the ends. So for our curry, we're going to do these into small cubes, or just small slices.
Just smaller bits of onion. I heard that if you don't, if you want to stop crying while you're cutting onions, to chew gum.
I've had that too.
Really?
Oh. So just you making stuff up?
No, that's a different angle for me to go. Slices of anything don't have to be uniform at all. I'm not going to sit here and say you must cut them into 1 inch by 1 inch cubes. Just cut them however you want. Jesus.
Really? You crying?
No, I'm not crying.
Sorry, so
I just cried Pocahontas because she loved Johnson, and they can't be together. Just Okay, now I'm crying because of onions. Jesus Christ! It's not as bad as Quasimodo. Have you seen The Hunchback of Notre Dame?
Oh yeah, that's horrible. But then again, the original Brothers Grimm stories were all of our fairy tales. They're not nice either. Don't look them up. You'll scar yourself for life. You can't unread that stuff.
See, she's crying too.
I'm not crying.
She is. That's why she's going to put her hands in a bowl of water. That's another trick. If you think you are tearing up too much, for the love of God, don't touch your eyes with the fingers you've been cutting onions with. It doesn't work out well. So just put your hands under cold water.
Or just in water.
Or in water. So put your hands plus water equals minus crying.
Yes. So the way I've cut these, they're obviously not uniform as you said, but they're that kind of size.
Yeah.
So it's just, if you take a bite, it won't be all onion.
Okay, that's all the turkey done as well. I think that's kind of, they're okay sizes, and as there's only 2 of us, we don't need to overload ourselves with meat and proteins. So now we've cut our turkey and we've cut our onions, it's time to cook them and to wash the rice. So I'm going to put this on a medium heat and we're going to be using we use extra virgin olive oil because it's just that little bit better for you. We'll put about some. I can't even guess
About
how much that is.
About some?
About some. Yeah, about some. So what you want to do is, you can tell oil gets hot because it starts to get thinner, so it just runs around the bottom of the pan nicer. So once it starts to drip, kind of like this, you just tip it all the way around your pan, just to coat the bottom to stop the turkey sticking. Although it should be a non-stick pan, but there is never a perfectly non-stick pan. So I'm going to get the onion.
I'm still washing the rice.
So you need to wash the rice at least 2 or 3 times, maybe more. And you left bits of skin in here. It's a good thing I'm observant.
It's good for you. There's hair on your chest.
You don't want hair on your chest.
Well, too bad.
You get it. So the onion's in. Just want that to soften just a little bit. And then we'll add our turkey in a minute. After you've added the turkey, you need to wash the board. Wash the board and the knife.
I finally finished washing the rice. Now I need to put boiling water into my
To the kettle.
It's been boiled.
It just slows. It speeds up the.
It slows it down.
It speeds up.
Slows down the whole thing if you put boiling water.
It's funny when I can get out a whole sentence. Time to put in turkey.
So what we're going to do, which is pretty cool, is it's actually an Italian thing where you season the water that you put your pasta or your rice into. What do the Italians believe?
A whole myriad of things. In relation to
In
rice
relation to
and
rice.
pasta, basically what they say is you should be able to eat pasta on its own and it tastes of something because of how you season the water it's being cooked in. We used to take this to mean put a bucket load of salt in the water you're going to cook the rice and or pasta in.
What's the green stuff again?
Coriander.
Yeah, I'm also going to put a tad of coriander in here.
What's the green stuff? You can tell she's a baker. What's the green stuff?
Something about a pinch in of coriander.
You can, do the rice afterwards, but it's easier to do it right now.
We should both load salt in. Salt.
Good for you.
Put hair on your back. We lied. You need 2 spoons.
Yeah. So what you want to do is you don't want to cook the turkey entirely. You just want to seal it, which is where it goes white all over. I'll just show you if I can. No, it's okay, my hands are washed. So this hasn't been sealed yet because this is still a little bit pink on the top. But this is being said, it's on the verge of being cooked. I'm just going to keep stirring until it's all sealed, and then we can start making the curry. Oh, I think my water's on. Right, so after that's done, turn down the heat so that we can start cooking.
Here, people. After washing the rice, it should look like this. No longer the thin stuff. It also feels a bit more cooked. I can't really explain it. Obviously, it'll stick to your hand because it's spicy.
I'm going to put some tomato puree into the bottom here. So just stir that around and try not to get up the sides there. What we're trying to do with this whole series is to be really honest. I mean, there's so many people that are like, everything I've cooked is absolutely delicious. It's absolutely, absolutely no faults whatsoever.
And then you make it yourself and you're like, wow, this tastes like...
Who?
I cannot vouch for my sister's eating habits. Who clearly eats food in her spare time.
No, it's like not even just spare time, it's any time. We'll put some of the...
What's this one called, too?
Yeah, that one. Put some of that in. Apparently words fail my sister sometimes. It just tends to work. Right, so one of the things to mention in the beginning was that you're going to need some stock. Use chicken stock, but you can use beef and you can use vegetable, but we just prefer chicken stock. You do about half a pint of chicken stock. Just put that straight in. Here's where you get fancy with the spices. Rice is nearly cooked as well, so this is a good time to start. I'm going to do most of this by eye, just keep adding some chili peppers, paprika. But I've added all of the paprika because it smells so darn good. The chili pepper is spicy bit. And then we put some coriander in. So that's just 2 very generous pinches of coriander. Then we're going to put some creme fraiche in, and then we're going to leave that to simmer while we enjoy another cuppa. So this isn't, I don't think it's a traditional curry recipe. There's no curry paste going in. I think the only thing that makes it a curry is the chili powder, and that's chili powder, not curry powder. So I think calling it turkey curry may be a bit presumptuous. It's spicy and there's some turkey.
And we're having naan.
And we're having it with rice and naan. No, why? Do you want to put the vegetables in? Because we tend to go for the whole, you need some meat and you need some vegetables and you need some form of carbohydrates with every meal. We couldn't think of any exotic way to cook the vegetables, so we tend to just lob them in the curry. We're just going to turn the heat of this curry up, and when it starts to bubble, put it back down to simmer and cover it with a lid for about 5 minutes. Check it every 5 minutes. We'll see you in about cup of tea time. Okay, so it's been about 10 minutes since I put this to simmer. I checked it after 5, but it wasn't quite ready.
So I'm going to test the rice as well while she's testing it.
We can stop boob invading me.
Just the right amount of fluffy. You're a clean spoon. I like this one. You deserve that.
It's nice rice. Some of this, I'll get some peas or something. Just a little bit. Just a taste. It's quite spicy.
I'm just going to get a spoon to test as well.
At this point, well, at any point, you could lessen the spice of the curry by adding in more creme fraiche or more cream. You're going to want some more creme fraiche.
It's got a bit of a bite to it.
Some zang to it. Just put a little bit more.
I also drank some tea while you weren't looking.
You always drink tea, so it's not like it's a big reveal. So depending on how thick you want the curry, depends on how long you leave it. So at the minute, it's a little bit watery, but we like it so that we can mix the rice in if we want to. So we're gonna plate this up and have a... Oh, naan breads! So naan breads take about 2 to 3 minutes to cook in the grill. All you need to do is just sprinkle just the smallest amount of water on them and just put them under them. Take literally seconds to cook.
You know naan breads? Breads.
A treasure trove of untapped knowledge, you must. Sure. I'm so tempted to push it.
Where did you do that to me?
So, this is it, all completed and plated up. Now for the taste test. Emma skillfully made the rice look like a bowl. Is that not a bit spicy for you?
Yeah, it's really nice.
Good. So, successful dinner. We're going to go off and eat this in a minute, so this leaves us to say goodbye to you.
That's it from me.
And that's it from her.
Cheerio.